The thing that will change your life on a dime is to decide the only person who can reject me is me. The greatest fear in the Western world is the fear of public speaking, but that's not true. The fear of public speaking is the fear of being rejected. You could plan your speech and talk to them and go, I've got it all and I'm doing it. But the minute you step on stage, it's like, oh, actually, no, I'm not doing it at all, because we have to remember our primitive brain, our ancestral wiring. And it wasn't that long ago that our survival was linked to belonging to a big group. The bigger the group, the safer you were. If you were in the prairie living in a fort and only 6 people in that fort, you weren't very safe. So we understand at a primitive level that our survival is linked to 2 things. I must find connection and avoid rejection. Well, how do you find connection? You connect by being the same. You're like me, I'm like you. And so we understand that if I connect to you, I'll make it. But if you reject me, I might die. And it wasn't that long ago that we did. You know, people did things like banishing and casting out and marooning people and banishing them outside the village. And so here's the thing, you know, we want to belong. But the way we belong is by being the same. I'm the same as you, you're the same as me. The minute you become different, it becomes harder to connect. So there's something called the tall poppy syndrome, which is like, they have a saying that says the nail that stands out must be hammered down. If you're in the chorus line, don't kick your leg higher than anyone else. If you're in school, don't always put your hand up and get every answer right, because I don't like you. You're not like me and I'm not like you. And so being seen, as wonderful as it is, also risks being rejected. Like imagine if you write a book, they'll go, I hated your book. You're a speaker, go, I hate your speech. So the minute you decide to be seen, there's a slight risk you'll be rejected. I mean, let's imagine you're in a club or a bar and you see a guy that you like or a girl, and you think, oh, I'm going to go up and ask them out. But you think, what if they go, well, I don't want to go out with you. And so now I've been rejected. So we are actually hardwired and super coded to avoid rejection at all costs, because it wasn't that long ago that rejection killed you. How do you get over that? Well, you understand that it doesn't exist anymore. You could live in an apartment on your own with 5 cats and Amazon until you were 106. You could never see a soul and you would actually live. We don't need a tribe anymore to be safe, but inside we feel that we do. So it's our deep innate fear of rejection that makes us think, I don't want to stand out. I don't want to draw attention to myself. I don't want to seem big-headed or arrogant. And so I'll just play small. And the way to get over that is to understand the truth. The only person who can really reject you is you. Your friends could go, hey, I didn't like your speech. You could go, no, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. Your friends could say, there's a great story I really love about this doctor from a Boston hospital who decided to run the marathon to buy a scanner for the hospital. And he ran the marathon and he came somewhere right at the end. And when he went back in, all his friends went, oh, gosh, that was so embarrassing. You know, you came last. He went, last? No, I was first in my category. What category is that? He went, a doctor from this hospital running to get money for a scanner. I was first. And I love that, because if you look at that, what does that say? Everyone rejected him, but he said no. Yeah. In my category. Are you running the marathon? People used to say to me, oh, I love your book. I could write a book. It's like, well, go and write it then. I could do that. You know, people who are good at what they do make it look very, very easy, but that doesn't mean it is. So honestly, the thing that will change your life on a dime is to decide the only person who can reject me is me. You know, many of my clients are super famous. I say, listen, don't go and read bad reviews. Why would you do that? Don't let it in. One of the most powerful ways to change your life is to refuse to let in destructive criticism. Constructive criticism is good. You know, if someone says, I don't love you anymore, you're boring, you're not the person I met, just go, well, that's a shame, but I think I'm just great. You know, we really forget, and we definitely should be taught, that the most important words you will ever hear in your whole life are not the words that come from some idiot guy or girl or boss. The most important words you will ever hear are the words you say to yourself and let in. I think we've got obsessed with numbers. It's like every day we wake up and think, what do I weigh? Oh, the number is good. What is the label in my clothing? Is that a low number? How many followers have I got? How old am I? And we judge ourselves by the numbers on our birth certificate, on the scales, in our bank account, on our labels, and on our followers. And that does not make you happy. You can have hundreds of thousands of followers, but are they turning up when you've got the flu? Are they coming over when something's gone wrong again? Hey, I've just brought you a little soup and some flowers. So you've got to get away from this numbers. You are not the numbers. You're a person. You're incomparable. And I see a lot of people doing this. It's like, okay, here I am. Could you make me feel good? Could you make me feel attractive, interesting, or successful? If you give someone else the agency to make you feel good, guess what? You give them the agency to make you feel bad. When you say, my partner completes me, I found my other half. Well, you're not half. You're a whole. You don't need to find a half to complete you. And so it's really powerful to understand something that I find life-changing, and I teach it in my course a lot. Take a minute and think about what it is you really want to hear. Do you want someone to say, you're the one, you're amazing, you're everything, you're smart, you're funny, you're interesting, whatever it is you want to hear, say it to yourself. Your mind doesn't know, and it really doesn't care where those words come from. They become a balm for your soul. It's a bit like if you put cream on your hand, your mind doesn't go, where's that cream? Is that organic? Yeah. Is that fair trade? Or is it some cheap stuff you got in some giveaway? Balm goes in and makes you feel better. And words are balm for your soul. And I found it in my own life absolutely life-changing to take a minute and think, what do I need to hear? Do I need my husband to say, you're amazing? Do I need my dad to say, I'm proud of you? Do I need my audience to go, I love your book? Well, I can say, I'm proud of myself. I'm amazing. I love my book. And it sounds very arrogant, but it's that balm for the soul.
Yeah.
It's what I call the missing bit of you. We're all waiting for someone to come along and fill us up with words. So no one teaches us that, hey, why don't you fill yourself up with words? It's free. It's amazing. And the best thing is it never goes away. When people say, you know, my partner makes me feel amazing and now they've left, I don't feel amazing. Yeah. It's not your partner's job to make you feel amazing, or your boss, or your community, or your friends. It's your job to make you feel amazing. It's a great job. Just think about what you want to feel. Say it, say it, say it, because every word you speak is a blueprint that your mind and body work to make real. And if we only knew, oh, every word is a blueprint, we would never go, hey, do I look okay? Am I doing okay? What do you think? Is that all right? We go, hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing a great job. You know, one of the biggest problems I see is people who've got their own startup. Maybe they're a coach working from home. Maybe they're the therapist working online. Maybe they've got their own startup. And they don't have a boss going, hey, well done today. You're amazing. But you've got to be your own cheerleader and go, hey, today I was amazing. What did I do today that was great? And find something, because there is nothing that will boost your self-esteem like praise. And your own praise boosts your self-esteem massively more than the praise of someone else who may have an agenda.
Check out my next video here.
If people actually knew
this shame that I have, no one would ever love me. No one would ever accept me. No one would ever want to hang out with me, be my friend. They would outcast me. That was the internal conversation. If they knew this shame and insecurity of mine. And so I think that's why I held on to it for 25